Welcome to the narrowboat that James built. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining me in Brentford. And this is the end of the Grand Union Canal. Obviously, it was designed and built to bring goods down from the north and from Birmingham down to London. And this is Brentford Lock, lock number 100. And it's the penultimate lock on the river, on the canal, sorry. And this is the River Brent coming down here on the right hand side. It kind of meanders through Middlesex, through Wembley into Brentford, and then it goes underneath this bridge here through Thames Lock, which is the last lock on the canal.
The Thames Lock is just down through there. It's undergone a huge amount of redevelopment over the last kind of 10-15 years. Still more going on, but it's an amazing place, loads of activity. And I've got to look at a boat down here that's got some problems with water in its bilges, and needs some other bits and pieces doing to it. So come on, let's have a look.
Here's the private jetty at Brentford, where the boat is, surrounded by quite swanky apartments and flats and stuff. Here she is. So this is her 25 horsepower outboard Mariner engine, and it's a river cruiser, and it's a nice boat, to be honest. And there's the GlaxoSmithKline building straight ahead. So obviously at the moment we're just south of the M4. Right, so this is underneath the floor in the engine bay, or actually the wheelhouse. There are two 110 amp leisure batteries here and connected to an inverter, but this is just such a fail in terms of electrics safety. Look at these, just exposed. This one here just exposed. That is very close to touching a screw on the other side of this timber. And onto the battery. That's how they've connected those terminals up. And then there's a double adapter, literally hardwired into the batteries. Just so scary how some boats, the electrics are put together. So easy for it to go wrong. And on a boat like this, there's a 25 litre petrol can literally the other side of that washing machine. Just doesn't bear thinking about. Just some kind of health and safety advice here, which I don't often give, as you know. I'm disconnecting all the this badly done power gubbins here inside this cupboard, and you'll see here these cables, it's all disconnected. There's no batteries live, inverters off, shoreline's been disconnected, but the shoreline, anyone could walk past that and think, oh look, someone's knocked that out by mistake, and plug it back in without me knowing, and all of a sudden these become live again. So it's just precautionary, just to put some insulation tape on there, so if by some horrible coincidence someone does put the shoreline back in without me knowing, I don't have to worry about the connectors. The other thing is that with batteries around and stuff, you just want to make sure that there's no conductors of electricity just hanging around that could easily kind of touch a terminal without knowing. So that's why it's always best practice, even though you know it's not connected, just to make sure you do that. This boat's got no 12 volt, everything's running off 240, and this is the connector they've used for splitting all the LED strip lights around the boat. So there's no transformer here, this is wired straight in, so you're using 230 volts through the boat to power the LEDs without a transformer, and those are the connections they're using. 240 volts passing through that. No fuse box, no transformer. I've been to Brentford loads of times and I've never seen this weir stream quite so strong as this. Obviously we've had so much rainfall over the last few days in England, and this is the bottom of the canal, so this is where it's all coming out. But yeah, this is really, really strong. I've never seen it like this. Amazing. This is quickly turning into a video of how not to install stuff. Here is a water heater underneath the galley sink to take water in from the water tank in the stern through this Sureflow water pump and then into this water heater, which is obviously 240 volts, mains powered, and then it just provides hot and cold water to the taps. But the outflow, the skin fitting, of which there isn't a skin fitting, it's literally a hole in the side of the boat with a tube hanging out of it. I can actually see the water through there. That is below the outlet, so as a result of which this is full of water just sitting there, which doesn't quite work very well. Yeah, this is the outlet here coming out into the cut. Problem is, it doesn't take too much, either bad weather or bad play, for a lot of water ingress to happen in there, and then that is straight into the hull of the boat. More examples there of just hideous connections. They're just bare wires. That is just so scary. And just above it, I don't know if you can see that, yeah, there's water ingress. There's a drip of water literally just above that. How scary. But for a little yogurt pot, this is actually quite a stable boat to work on. I'm trying to rock it from side to side now, and it's quite sturdy. Moves a little bit. But I've seen worse than narrow boats in terms of stability on the water. So on this boat, today I've bilged out the engine. So I've taken up that bit of floor and bilged out the lower part of the engine bay, and I've disconnected from the shore. I've taken out all the wiring from here. This is it, all of this stuff, and I've chased all the wires back through here all the way underneath the fridge into the bedroom. So all the wiring's out now, batteries disconnected from shoreline, so it's all quite safe. The filler cap's been put back on the petrol can. So that's been made a bit safer. So there you go, there's some examples of how not to install electrics on a boat. So some pretty scary stuff there, so I'm glad that I've made it safe for them now. Everything's been disconnected, everything's been dried up, and actually the boat's in pretty good shape, to be honest, so I'm happy for them. So I've managed to take all the crap off the boat, so yeah, it's good for them now. So that was a job well done. And this is the lovely Brentford Basin from another angle. So I hope you enjoy this. It's obviously undergone so much change over the last few years. So if you remember Brentford back in the day, you won't recognise this. All those warehouses have gone. Anyway, I'll be back on the boat in a couple of days. Until then, look after yourselves. Bye bye.